Give me a piece of pizza dough and I'll find 100 ways to dress it. From savory to sweet, toss a little salad with it, and you got yourself a pizza party. Pizzette gustose. I promised you a pizza party, but before we do any pizza, we need the dough. So let's make the dough. So here I have a packet of yeast, the dry yeast in warm water with just a pinch of sugar. And you let that begin to activate. A little bit of salt, oil, and the flour. And we need that into a nice elastic dough. So when the dough sort of accumulates around the hook, then we're getting close. Always keep a little bit of water and of course the flour that you're gonna work, just in case. If it is too wet, you add a little bit of flour. If it is too dry, if it's not pulling together, you add a little bit of water. I think that's flour a little bit the table. Okay, and yeah, the dough is nice and silky. I like to knead it a little bit, just get it all together. Just a little bit of oil. Oil the whole bowl, so this way it will rise with ease and climb up the bowl without resistance. You cover it with a plastic wrap and keep it in the kitchen someplace in a warm place. And in about an hour and a half, it'll be double in size. While the pizza dough is proofing, let's make the toppings. And I want some nice caramelized onions. So let's put the onions to caramelize. And here's some chicken. I'm gonna make chicken, mushrooms, and leek. So this is kind of more with proteins on the pizza, which is good if you wanna make it a whole meal. Let's season a little bit the chicken, a little bit the onions, and then we'll put the leeks and the mushroom with the chicken. So that's one. The onions, smothered nice onions with some grated cheese on top. That's another topping. Here we'll have the gorgonzola and pears, which make another great topping. And then here, some tomatoes, a little bit of oregano, dry oregano, and pecorino cheese. So all these different toppings will make different delicious pizza. A little action here. Okay, all you need is just to kind of brown the chicken a little bit, and then we'll put it back to cook. Let's add the leeks here and the mushrooms. And mushrooms, you know, an assortment of anything that you have. These are cremini, champignons. The more diverse, the more exotic the mushroom, the better the flavor. We'll let that simmer away. And, you know, I love when you ask questions. And so I have some questions here that I'm going to answer. The first one is from Candy Casey from Vermont. And Candy wants to know, can you freeze pizza dough to use at a later date? Of course, Candy. You can make double the amount that I made. You can cut it in half, wrap it tight in plastic wrap, and put it in the freezer. But when you're ready to use, remove it and let it come to room temperature before you begin, of course, to work it. So yeah, make a bigger batch and put some away for another day. And Heather Serino Cos from Pennsylvania. Could you please share a pizza sauce recipe? We love to make our own pizza on the grill. Pizza on the grill is really good, Heather. And the sauce, you know, it's real simple. The simpler you make it, the better it is. So you take a good canned tomato and you drain it. Actually, you even squeeze it a little bit, the whole plum tomato, and you drain all that juice out and the seeds. And then you crush the pulp. Crush it in small pieces. You add a little bit of salt, oil, and that's it. You don't need anything else. That's the best sauce for pizza, as simple as that. You just have to make sure that the tomatoes are really good that you're picking. Okay, this is doing well. Let me reintroduce the chicken here. So I will continue to cook this down until it's nice and golden. And the onion, I want them nice and caramelized. And then we'll be ready to roll out the pizza and top it and bake it. The pizza dough has proofed, and this batch here will make about 16 little pizzettas. So let me just maybe work half at the time. And these should make each a little pizza. And it's as easy as this. You just press them open and you put them on a baking sheet pan with some parchment paper. You know, it might be a little sticky, so use the flour. The wetter the dough is, the crispier it comes. So you want it a little bit on the sticky side, and then it will dry in the oven and become nice and crispy. Let's work with this. Let me start with the onions. I'm looking, the onions have some oil, but maybe just a dab of oil will make everything better. Okay. I'll put a little bit of grated cheese. That's one version. Another one, the chicken and the leeks and the mushrooms. So this is all cooked. The chicken is cooked, so you don't have to worry about it because the pizzetta will take less than 10 minutes actually to cook. Just a little bit of cheese to give it a crust. So these are 4 are done. So let's start with the gorgonzola and pear. That, like that, and like that. That's great. Little chunks of gorgonzola, which will melt. It's strong in flavor, so don't overdo it. And you see how you can have this all on display, and your guest could make their own. And now the tomatoes. Let me just put a little bit of oil. You don't need too many tomatoes on a pizza because you want the pizza to be crispy, crackly, and dry. And the tomatoes have enough moisture. So a little pecorino, just on top like that. And just a little bit of oregano. You just kind of squeeze it and it falls down just like that on a plate. You can put it whatever you need to do, just like that. So we have 8, and from the other dough, I'll make another 8. Preheated oven, 450 degrees, about 10 minutes. 10 minutes, it should be cooked. And if you see if something needs a minute more, then you just leave it in there a few more minutes. So I'll put this in the oven and I'll make the rest. Okay, the pizza party is starting. Little gorgonzola and pears, tomato and pecorino. And the mushroom, leek and chicken. And just the onions. Voila, this looks like a great presentation. Can you imagine? You bring this to the table, it's gonna disappear in no time. All of these, everybody's gonna grab one. Phew! That was a little bit of work. You know, there's an old Italian saying, pan di sudore, miglior sapore. So what you earn with sweat, it's always better. I don't know how much sweat, but this is delicious. Now, I have to taste them. Should I do the chicken? Should I do the onion? I just love onions and cheese. So let me just cut a little piece. Now, you see, you can cut them like this, and you can make them just little hors d'oeuvres. Let me taste them. The dough, because we made it so thin, you know, we were pulling it. It's nice and crispy. And the moisture comes from the onions on top with a little bit of cheese and sweetness. Delicious. And each one has a character of its own.
To learn more about Lidia, access to videos, and to get recipes, tips, techniques, and much more, visit us online at lidiasitaly.com.